Do you remember how the housing market in Ireland used to feel before COVID? A time when renting a home didn't feel like a competition, and buying a house felt possible for normal working people. Fast forward to 2026, and everything has completely changed. Rent is higher, house prices have surged, and finding a home now feels like a struggle for almost everyone. But what really changed in such a short time? Let's understand it step by step. Before COVID, Ireland already had housing demand, especially in cities like Dublin. But the market was still relatively stable and predictable compared to today. Rent was expensive, but manageable for many working people. House prices were increasing slowly, not suddenly. And people still had time to plan their decisions. However, even before COVID, cities were becoming expensive. So many people started moving from cities to counties to find cheaper housing and better space. This shift slowly started even before the pandemic. Then COVID-19 changed everything. Lockdown slowed down construction across Ireland. Many housing projects were delayed or stopped completely. At the same time, uncertainty affected jobs, income, and planning. But something unexpected also happened during this time. Large-scale development in cities slowed down, and later many developments shifted toward counties and regional areas. Developers started focusing more on outside city locations to reduce costs and manage demand. At the same time, construction costs began rising. Materials, labor, transport, and energy costs all increased significantly. Because of this, building new homes became more expensive than before. And these costs were passed directly to buyers. After COVID, the housing market did not return to normal. Instead, prices started rising faster than ever. Rent increased year after year, and house prices reached record levels in many areas. One of the biggest reasons is simple. Demand increased, but supply did not keep up. Fewer homes were built during COVID, but demand continued to grow after it. This created a long-term imbalance in the market. Another major factor is migration and population growth. After COVID, more people moved to Ireland for work, education, and better opportunities. This increased demand further, especially in cities and job-heavy regions. At the same time, healthcare and essential sectors also recruited international workers during and after the pandemic. This added extra pressure on housing in urban areas. Now let's talk about renting. Renting became one of the most difficult challenges in Ireland after COVID. In cities like Dublin, Cork, and Galway, rental availability dropped significantly. At the same time, rent prices increased sharply. In many cases, multiple people now apply for the same property within hours. This creates competition even for basic housing. Renting has become stressful, expensive, and uncertain for many families. Before COVID, many families in Ireland could afford to live in a single home comfortably. In many cases, one household meant one family, with privacy, space, and independence. But after COVID and rising housing pressure, things have changed. In cities like Dublin, Cork, and Galway, it is now common to see two families or multiple individuals sharing the same apartment or house. This has started affecting privacy, personal space, and overall quality of life. For many people, home is no longer a private space in the same way it used to be. It has become something that must be shared due to rising costs and limited availability. House prices also increased sharply after COVID. Low interest rates initially encouraged buying. But later, rising demand and limited supply pushed prices even higher. In many areas, homes are now sold above asking price due to bidding wars. This makes it very difficult for first-time buyers to enter the market. Saving for a deposit has also become harder because everyday living costs have increased. Cost of living is another major factor. Energy prices, food, transport, and daily expenses have all gone up. So even people who want to buy a home struggle to save enough money. Before COVID, buyers were more patient and flexible. After COVID, everything changed. People started feeling pressure to act quickly before prices rise again. This urgency increased competition even more. Another important trend is location shift. Many people are now moving away from cities into counties. This is partly because cities became too expensive, and partly because remote work became more common. But this also increased demand in county areas, pushing prices up there as well. So now, the pressure is not just in Dublin. It is spreading across Ireland. Even smaller towns are seeing rising prices. When we compare before and after COVID, the difference is very clear. Before COVID, the market was slower, more predictable, and easier to plan. After COVID, it became fast-moving, competitive, expensive, and uncertain. In today's Ireland, housing is no longer just about buying a property. It is about timing, planning, and financial pressure. The housing crisis is not just about numbers. It affects real people, families, and long-term life decisions. Understanding this change is important because it shows how quickly a housing market can shift. And in today's Ireland, planning ahead is more important than ever. Before ending this video, I want to share my personal thoughts on where this situation might be heading. Looking at the current global situation, including ongoing conflicts and instability in different regions, there is always a risk that construction costs and supply chains could be affected again. If material supply becomes limited or more expensive, it could once again push construction costs higher in Ireland, which would directly impact house prices in the future. Another important point is the increasing competition in the housing market. Many people are now depending on mortgage approvals from banks, and at the same time waiting for new developments or affordable housing schemes. But the number of buyers is still higher than the number of available homes. This creates a situation where even approved buyers are competing strongly for limited properties. In many cases, this waiting period itself becomes a challenge. People are ready to buy, but they are either waiting for better prices, new builds, or financial approval from lenders. This delay in supply versus demand keeps the pressure in the market continuously high. So when we look at everything together, construction costs, global uncertainty, migration, and rising competition, it becomes clear that the housing market is not just a local issue anymore. It is a combination of multiple factors working at the same time. And that is why I believe understanding this market is very important before making any housing decision in Ireland today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more Ireland housing insights and rail market updates. Before you go, our next video will be about buying an older house in Ireland, including the risks, costs, and market challenges. We will explore what buyers need to know before making a decision, from renovation expenses to hidden issues and market pressure. Stay tuned so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching.